how to increase your intelligence very quickly. Now, me, if you look at me around a month ago, I've never been articulate. I've never been that intelligent. I wasn't really dumb, but I was never an intelligent person. But within the last month, I've become much more articulate, and I've become much more intelligent as well. And this is only going to increase over time. So what I've done to achieve this is, firstly, audiobooks. Every single day, you could, no matter what you're doing, whether it's working out, studying, learning, playing video games if you play video games, whatever it is, you can put some headphones in, put some earphones in, or just play it out loud on your computer. Just play an audiobook 24/7 when you don't need to be listening to or communicating with anyone else. When you're on your own, just be listening to an audiobook all the time. Because if you're not, then you're wasting potential learning time. So make sure you choose wisely. You choose audiobooks that are actually going to teach you valuable information. For example, 48 Laws of Power, that's the name. That's a very good one. I've listened to that twice now. What was the other one? There's a few. You've got 48 Laws of Power, which is by Robert Greene. Search up all the Robert Greene audiobooks. They're very good. And yeah, they're the main ones I listen to. The audiobooks by Robert Greene are they're just very good because his books are very good as well. And then that leads us on to the second one, which is reading books. But don't just read books, read them out loud. This isn't directly for your intelligence, this is to become more articulate. So just read your book, make sure you choose very articulate people, so preferably people like Jordan Peterson, because he's very articulate, and just get his book, read it, and read it out loud. So you're going to be learning what he's obviously got in the book, and at the same time you're also going to become more familiar with your voice. When you're not familiar with your voice, you're just not a very good speaker. So this is why older people are so much better at speaking, because they're so familiar with their voice. And obviously they've just spoken a lot more. But yeah, so choose books by incredibly articulate people such as Jordan Peterson and read them out loud. Because then you're going to develop their speaking. Books by articulate people, obviously as well. If you're not going with exactly Jordan Peterson, choose good books. Choose books that actually have some good value in them. Don't choose a book that's got some random story, pointless story in it that's not going to teach you anything. Choose a book that's actually going to teach you something, and at the same time you're going to become more articulate, especially if the book is written by an articulate person. Third one is poems. Read poems out loud because they're written very articulately, and the words are put together perfectly. That's why poems are poems, right? Because they're just so like majestic, articulated, and they're just perfect with the wording. So start reading poems out loud again, so you get used to speaking in the way that the poem's been written. And then next is any ideas that come to your mind, just write them down instantly. It doesn't matter what it's about. It doesn't matter if it's about training. Doesn't matter if it's about a new diet idea, a new money idea. Whatever ideas come to your mind, just write them down as soon as they come to your mind. But don't just write them down. Write them down as if you're explaining this to someone that knows nothing about it. So you've got to explain it incredibly well, so that the person you're explaining to is going to understand it perfectly. And then just all the ideas you get, write them down. Doesn't have to be on paper, can be on your laptop. And the last one is, before you study anything, before you start to learn stuff to try and become more intelligent, before you try studying certain subjects, certain topics, learn how to study effectively. Andrew Huberman teaches this perfectly. He's a neuropsychologist, something like that. I'm not exactly sure, but he's something like that. So he knows everything about the brain. He knows everything. Very, very smart. And just watch his podcast as well, because it's very valuable. So learn how to study and how to learn effectively.